game back about 10 minutes before kickoff. We will get you all set for it no matter when they start, as Brock Purdy and the Niners get ready to hit the road and play the Seahawks in the postseason. Get ready!
God, we didn't mean to take all...
Right, okay. Yeah, I know. An Englishman speaking on American football. What about this is believable? Surely there's a connection that will tie all of this together. A childhood allegiance, a distant cousin of the Pacific Northwest. Well, we looked extensively. No luck. Maybe I'm here for the history. The genius of Walsh, Joe Cool, the 12s, and the Legion of Boom. What is that? I can't read that. What's that say? At the very least, I can stand on common ground. Action. I know action. That's not just American. That is universal. Maybe I am a curveball. You didn't switch on the TV to see Believable, did you? I thought this was about the play that you least expect, in the moment that you least expect it. It's the unbelievable moments that we really want. The 49ers, the Seahawks, the divisional round on Fox. Turns out I was the perfect man for the gig. Right?
Well, our thanks to Jason Statham. His new movie, Shelter, opens in theaters everywhere on January 30th as we get you ready for the delayed kickoff of this divisional matchup between the 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. We are joined by the guys who will be calling the game, Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady, in the quiet before the noise. Hi, guys.
Yeah, it's really not that quiet, Kurt. You know the drill here, but it's good to see you. And listen, this is going to be fun, but obviously for Seattle, there is some concern with Sam Darnold, who popped up on the injury report. You guys have been talking about it. The oblique issue. You were watching him closely throw in the pregame warmups. What do you think we should be looking at today, and just to make sure that he's going to be all right?
Yeah, it's obviously an electric environment. Sometimes when you get that adrenaline going, that helps with all the bumps and bruises. But I would say for a quarterback, an oblique injury or a strain, and I don't know the magnitude of that injury. We'll have to watch it closely. We don't want him to take too many hits, that's for sure, because those muscles will tighten up more. I'm sure he'll come off to the side. He'll put a heat pack on as much as he can. Try to stay really loose throughout the day, but it definitely can affect him. And if it's really bad, you know, it's going to be a lot of short passes. He won't really able to drive the ball like he normally does. One of his strengths is actually getting out of the pocket and throwing on the run. Some of those things could be maybe a little bit more limited. So we'll know a lot more as we get through the first couple of series of the game.
Yeah, Drew Lock took a lot of reps at practice last 2 days, and took a lot of reps actually in pregame too. How about the 49ers, right? They go in and take care of a really good Philly defense. All these injuries, and they add another one. Now they're without George Kittle, we know, for today and the rest of the year. So against a better defense, how do they move the ball today? What's going to happen?
I definitely think it's going to be a challenge. They've lost one of their premier passing options in George Kittle.
Yeah.
So much of the offense goes through Christian McCaffrey anyway. We're going to see a big dose of him. But I'm excited to see Ricky Pearsall back too. He made a bunch of explosive plays in their first meeting this year. Juwan Jennings made some play last week when we covered him against the Eagles. Demarcus Robinson made some plays. Tonjes has made some plays when Kittle's been out. So I still think they have enough weapons to make this game very dangerous for Seattle if they're not on point.
It should be fun. And you know, you're not the only one watching Sam Darnold. Aaron Andrews on the Seattle sideline. EA, what have you been noticing today? And I know you've got some other info too.
Poor guy. I feel like I've been watching his every move since he came out of the tunnel. I'll tell you who else was watching his every move was all the Seattle Seahawks and the fans. Seattle hadn't seen Sam throw a ball since Thursday when he took himself out of practice. He told us yesterday he went through the walkthrough, he didn't throw a ball. Seattle and their training staff left him alone. A lot of rehab, but we just saw him throw a ball here in warm-up. But when we were on the field, Kevin, for early warm-up, which Sam usually goes to, he wasn't out there. So like Tom said, we'll see it when he comes out. We'll see if adrenaline takes over. One note about that, in talking to Sam Darnold this week about playoff games here in Seattle, he grew up in Southern California. He grew up a big USC fan. He said he used to watch all the time when Pete Carroll was the head coach. He said, I've never been here for a playoff game, but I remember growing up watching them as a kid, and you always always dream of being in a situation like this. That's moments away for Sam Darnold. All right, let's send it over to the 49ers and Tom Rinaldi.
EA, just great job on all things regarding the Sam Darnold watch. All the challenges that come of playing in this atmosphere, the first home playoff game with fans for Seattle in 9 years. This is the atmosphere that the Niners say they wanted. It didn't sit right with us. That's what Kyle Shanahan told us about that Week 18 loss to Seattle. We felt like we got in a fight and never got the chance to throw a punch. We wanted to earn the right to fight again. They've done that. Talking to Purdy on the field, Brock Purdy, the quarterback for the Niners on the field pregame, he said it's a true rivalry. You can feel the tension. You're certainly going to be able to hear it. It'll be a premium on communication and connection, something we'll certainly watch for. Kurt?
All right, thank you very much, Tom, Aaron, Tom, and Kevin. Guys, let me ask you this. We see this 49er team, and Michael, you talked about them not being intimidated by being on the road in Seattle.
Yeah.
Playing a division opponent in the playoffs, does that matter?
Absolutely. Boy, it got me fired up right there jumping around before they come out. Absolutely. Anytime you get to play a division opponent, that's a little extra sauce on the steak, Kurt. I mean, these guys understand nothing better than to beat someone that you play several times a year to say, yes, we run this division. You may have won this division if you're Seattle, but we as the 49ers, we run this division. And I think there's a lot to prove on the side of the 49ers. And they're coming in not off a bye week. And sometimes when a team comes in and they didn't have a bye week, they're coming rolling. And that team that had a bye week may take a little bit to get that engine started. And if that's the case, it gives the 49ers the chance to get a fast start. We could take the 12th man out of it and give them a big advantage in this game.
I think the 49ers engines are already started. They are pumped up.
They are.
They're ready for this one, Gronk.
Yes, they got some juice, but there's two guys that intrigue me that can easily stop the 49ers offense, and I played versus both of them, and that's Leonard Williams and DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence, I actually scored a touchdown against my last year in Tampa Bay, and that just shows how athletic and type of a player that he is. He's a defensive end, and he was covering me at the tight end position. And a guy like Leonard Williams, we go way back when I was on New England. Like, he's a defensive tackle and over 300 pounds, but he's so athletic that he lines up at defensive end. And when I put my hand down, I said, nah, I don't want a piece of this guy at all. He dwarfs me. I'm like, I don't want to block him. I'm just going to get in his way and just put my hands on him, and hopefully the running back can get around him. But those two guys, they're both championship hungry. They don't have a Super Bowl, either of them. They're both vets that are dominating on the defensive line, and they don't get talked about enough.
I heard that he was down, pulled out, and covered you on a pass route.
He did, but I made a miss, caught it, and brought it in for a touchdown for about 8 yards. It was on the goal line.
How we talked about San Francisco being pumped up. Seattle obviously ready. Do you think the bye week affects a team like this, a young team in particular?
Yeah, well, I think Mike McDonald, it's also his first run at this, and I think that's probably important. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. I mean, you prepare for everything you could possibly prepare for, but he did it in Baltimore as a defensive coordinator. One of the things John Snyder said about Mike McDonald, because you've got Sean McVay, you've got Kyle Shanahan, two brilliant minds in the same division, and there's a possibility they could see someone from the division in the next round if they advance, or San Francisco could play the Rams. It could be that kind of a thing. They said one of the reasons why they hired him was in 2022, that Baltimore defense was so spot on. He was so ahead of himself. They wanted to make a change, and they did.
All right, as we get you ready for this game, a reminder that FanDuel is the best place for all your same-game parlay action. Gronk has one for us today.
Yes,
what do you have?
Playoff mode activated with FanDuel. I got Christian McCaffrey to have over 100 rushing and receiving yards combined. I got Sam Darnold to throw for 225 or more yards, and I got Jackson Smith and Jigba to have 80 or more receiving yards and to score a touchdown, baby.
All right, you can turn playoff mode on with FanDuel and get a profit boost pack every NFL game day to use on same-game parlays like this one, which would pay out over 4 times your wager. It is time to get our picks. San Francisco at Seattle. 49ers, 6.5-point underdogs. Ooh. Who are you taking to move on to the NFC Championship?
Sam Darnold's finally going to get over that hump, on the big stage. I'm going with Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to go Seattle, too. I like them at home.
I like them at home. But boy, I
You don't want to.
Oh, it's very tough. I don't want to, but I'm going to take Seattle.
Come on, go for it. Okay, fine.
I made several calls to several GMs this past week.
And they did not
And 3
answer.
doctors?
3
Did
doctors.
they
I
answer?
did, and 1 in Germany. One doctor in
Did
Germany.
anybody answer? That's the
No,
question.
nobody answered. I didn't say they answered. I said I made calls.
Okay.
And I'm the only one that picked the 49ers last week, and I am going to pick the 49ers.
Oh, Terry.
We will find out who wins and moves on to play for the NFC Championship. It is time for kickoff. Here's Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady.
All right, Kirk, guys, thanks so much. And boy, it's already rocking and rolling here in Seattle, the divisional playoff with these 2 division rivals, the 49ers and the Seahawks. Let's go. Oh, this atmosphere is the best. Playoff games here are unbelievable. He's Tom Brady, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. All right, they played 2 weeks ago for the right to have the #1 seed. Seattle won, and they won in a dominating fashion, right? It was the worst offensive performance for a Kyle Shanahan coach team since he's been in San Francisco. That being said, today, how does it change for the 49ers?
Certainly going to be tough. Listen to that crowd noise. There's so much juice in here right now. The Niners are going to be dealing with that all day. It's got to be a complementary game. All 3 phases working together. They have to win the special teams battle, create some field position for their offense. Defensively, can they get a turnover in a short field for their offense? And Seattle, the challenge is they run the ball so well. They doubled up the time of possession in Week 18. The Niners got a kind of uphill challenge today. But playoffs, what do we know about that? There is no tomorrow. This is max effort, max energy. Everything's on the line. I'm so excited to see which team shows up. Who wants it more, baby? Let's go.
Yeah, I love that. Meanwhile, the Seahawks are hoping that their quarterback, Sam Darnold, is okay. On the injury report late in the week, as we talked about with that oblique, Aaron Andrews, what's the latest on him?
We just literally saw him run through the tunnel and the fans going crazy. We talked to Sam this week, actually yesterday, Kevin. He said he felt some improvement in that left oblique. The Seahawks did tests on it, and Sam told us after he saw the results, he mentally felt better. He said, I had never had an oblique injury before, but now that I saw the results, I know I can deal with the pain. Yes, he went to walk through yesterday. No, he did not throw the ball. The first time he threw the ball was in warm-ups today, but he said they're going to tape up that oblique, and he's going to heat it over on the sidelines, Kev.
We will follow that all game long. Hopefully he's okay. This should be fun. The Seahawks and the 49ers, and this place is ripping, ready to go. Kickoff coming up next.
The NFL is sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. Now Taxes is meeting with a TurboTax expert who can get your taxes done for you at our new in-person locations. Now this is Taxes.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
What a shot that is. Welcome to the divisional playoffs in Seattle, presented by Intuit TurboTax, 49ers and the Seahawks. Oh, that is just sensational. Now the game. Downstairs we go to Tom Rinaldi with the 49ers.
KB, thanks a lot for the first playoff game here with fans in 9 years. This atmosphere was a point of preparation for the Niners. Kyle Shanahan started the week by showing his team TV copies with the noise turned up full to indicate what this crowd might be like. Then he went over every detail, including how he wanted the team to huddle as tightly as possible, where players should stand to maximize their communication and their connection. But this is the atmosphere they wanted. It didn't sit right with us, he said, about that Week 18 loss. We felt like we got in a fight and never had a chance to throw a punch. We wanted to earn a chance to fight again. As Brock Purdy said, you can feel the tension. This is a true rivalry. Believe us, you can hear it from down here, KB.
Yeah, there's nothing yet. Just wait as you see everyone on their feet. Nothing but Seahawks jerseys around town today, as you would expect. And a rematch of just 2 weeks ago when they played for the #1 seed. This one, though, a home game for the Seahawks, where they are just so good here. They bring back Doug Baldwin to raise the 12's flag. Spanish language broadcast available tonight on Fox Deportes. This place is absolutely cooking. 49ers won the toss. They have deferred, so we'll see Sam Darnold and that Seahawks offense on the field first. Divisional round on a Saturday night, nothing better. It had a shot, but it falls to the turf unharmed. And that'll take us to the end of this first half. A half that belonged to the Seahawks, although that was pretty close at the end.
Oh, Tom just had that.
Oh. All Seattle, though, as we go to break. It's 24-6, the #1 seed. Halftime show with Kurt and the guys is next.
Welcome to the Verizon Halftime, the NFL, powered by Verizon 5G.
Seattle dominant out of the gate. Opening kickoff 95 yards later. Rashid Shaheed and the Seahawks all rolling. They lead it as we welcome you to the Verizon Halftime, 24-6. Moving on to the NFC Championship game if they can hold on for 2 more quarters. Right now, Gronk, the way this offense is going right now, there's no reason to doubt it.
Yeah, everyone's been wondering going into this game, hey, is this injury to Sam Darnold's oblique going to hinder him, in this game? Well, they've been keeping him on the move throughout this whole first half, and it's showing no signs and no symptoms of the injury affecting him. There he goes, rolls out to his right, hits Cooper Kupp for an 8-yard gain, and now here we go. We got Mustafa, with the sack, bad block by the running back, but Sam Darnold right here lands on the football, and you can tell he's wincing a little bit, but he shows his toughness, his ability to roll to his left here, and he hits Jackson, Smith, and Jigba for a 4-yard touchdown. Sam Darnold and this offense is very powerful. They're hot right now. They have 24 points in the first half. In the prior 2 games, they only scored 13 points total in each of those games versus San Fran.
Any question about this defense being sharp after a bye week were answered really early. This defense has been great in the first half. Here, DeMarcus Lawrence on a stunt here, comes scot-free, lights up Brock Purdy, forces incompletion. Here on 4th and 1 after a controversial timeout, Lawrence stretches this play out with Juszczyk to the sideline, 3-yard loss, turnover on downs. Here, completion to Tongas. Ernest Jones, the 4th, strips him, forces turnover. Love on the recovery, and this defense has been all over the field.
All right, Seattle up 24-6 at halftime. They are fishing for an opportunity to move on to the NFC Championship game. We know at least one team that's in the AFC title game, but man, was it a costly victory. We'll tell you why after this.